Hello and welcome. My name is Tom, and today I want to show you how to make chicken stock or chicken broth. Some people say there's a difference, but I don't know which difference. So we get started to put onion halves, the cut side down in a hot pot without oil to blacken this a little, to give it a nice caramelization, and let the peel on it. This gives a good color to the chicken stock later. It took about 5 minutes to do this, or until it's blackened. It's on the bottom of the pot. Or maybe you do it in a non-stick pan, and then there's more caramelization on the onion itself. But this doesn't matter in this case, because we are boiling it anyway. And let your pot cool down before you add the water, otherwise you will have this, like an exploding volcano. What I had is a little bit weird and crazy. So be careful, otherwise you will burn yourself. I added 3 whole chicken legs, so the thigh and the drumstick, but you can also use a whole chicken or just chicken bones, but I wanted to use the meat later on for another recipe. So this is medium heat. You have to bring it to a simmer, and I added some salt and a little bit of paprika powder, and you could add more spices. You could use thyme. What I added is, oh, where it is, there it is, a bay leaf. Everything should be covered with water later, but we adding later on some vegetables, so I decided to take 1 chicken leg out and cook it separately in another pot. So you want to get the stock healthy, tasty, full of flavor of all the ingredients, so everything has to be covered with water to give all the flavors into this liquid. In this case I used carrots, just break it into half with the peel on, just washed, some leeks, and then some celeriac. You could add more vegetables or less. This is just my basic recipe, and I brought it to a simmer, and I wanted to show you there is some kind of foam coming up. This is from the proteins of the chicken. Some chefs say you have to skim it off and put it away. Some chefs say just leave it on the top. And I took just a little bit away from this foam just to see my stock, which is simmering on low to medium low heat. That I forgot the garlic. So I just took 2 cloves of garlic with a peel on, and you can smash it or cut it as you want. So this is how you smash the garlic clove, and you can cut it like this way. It doesn't matter. So you can see better now. Put it into the soup or the stock and just let it simmer. It took me about 1.5 hours. So it should just simmer. You don't want to boil it like hell, and you want the meat tender and all the flavors in the liquid, and give it a stir once a while. And you can do anything else meanwhile. So what I did, I went shopping to buy a big bowl for later, and then I had to hurry because the chicken was right tender, and the chicken legs fell into 2 parts, the thigh and the drumstick. So there you can see the meat is right tender. And you don't want to make pulled chicken or something like this. So I didn't want to. And my very tiny kitchen was full of like the smell, the flavor of this chicken broth. I love it. So just a few steps to give it a taste. Pour it through a strainer into the bowl I bought extra for this. So I did. You maybe have a bowl at home. You want a clear, nice liquid without any pieces in it. And so I put it through another strainer with a towel in it. You get rid of all the tiny little pieces they're still in the stock. And after this filtration you will have liquid gold, very tasty, very healthy, and very nice to have when it's cold outside or raining or you're feeling sick. This is really good. And you see on the towel what was still in the stock. And don't be afraid of your towel, just rinse it and then wash it. It will be clean again. Look at this. Very nice color, very nice smell. A little bit fat on the top, but it's not really much. So you can use it. Don't throw it away. It's tasty also. Also tasty. And you can use this stock for soups, for sauces. You can freeze it for later on. And it's really nice to have a little bit of this in your freezer. A little look how to pull the meat off the bone. I hope you can see this, but still very hard. And try to get rid of the skin, the bones, the tendons. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky. I just want to have the meat for maybe a chicken soup or chicken ragu later. So at first I removed the skin. Maybe you can use it later. You can fry it and it will get crispy again, but I don't think that's really tasty. I ripped off the meat, and this is the thigh bone, and this is part of the spine of the chicken. So actually not what is just in my hands. The gray thing on the right is the spine. So throw it away. Just look for parts you don't want to eat. Put them away. Just get the meat. Sorry for this rhyming accident. So let's get to the drumstick. This is kind of easy to get the meat, but you have to watch. There's one bigger bone and one very tiny, very like a toothpick bone. There it is. You don't want to eat this. I did one time and it hurts. What I did after that, I cut vegetables and the meat into dices and cooked them in the stock. And we get to one thing you can do with the stock. There are so many other things than this. This is what my mother did when I was ill or sick as a child. And I think this is quite easy to do. Okay, it takes a while, but it doesn't need very much attention while it's simmering or like professional skills. But it's very tasty. And the next day I used some of this stock and the meat I had from this for a very tasty fricassee. But let's finish this little soup. And you can put anything into it, your favorite vegetables or boiled egg, scrambled egg, like this. I just I just threw some fresh parsley on top, a little bit freshly ground pepper, and some chili. And this is what I had for dinner after making this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe you give it a try or try your own stock variations. And thanks for watching. Bye.